Hey everyone, it's Dr. Russell, and for the next couple weeks, I wanted to focus on something a little different. So, I work with women's hormones and hormone balancing, and one aspect of that is I do work with fertility for couples, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about that for the next couple weeks since I don't spend as much time discussing it. But it is a growing concern among many couples. A lot of couples are waiting until they're older to try for pregnancy. And that makes sense, they want to wait till their careers are established, but it can impact, egg quality, sperm quality, hormone balance, so many things. So this is something that we could spend weeks discussing, but I just wanted to focus on a couple of specific things for the next 2 weeks. So today I want to talk about some supplements and things that can help egg quality. And then next week, I want to talk about some things that can help sperm quality. There's this misconception that I think is slowly changing, thank goodness, that it's all on the woman and it has nothing, or the man's as not much to blame as the female. And that's just not true. When we look at the statistics, it's pretty equally divided when it comes to reasons for infertility. It's about half on men, half on women, and there's a certain percent that is unexplained. So it takes both the egg being good, the sperm being good, and then them kind of coming together, as well as other factors to kind of help them join. But today I want to talk about a couple things for egg quality. So eggs, as we know, women have a limited supply. It does decline as we age, but there's many other factors that go into whether the egg is going to ovulate properly, whether there's any genetic changes to that, kind of that overall quality of the egg. So that's some things we're going to talk about right now. So first thing is considering the cellular makeup of the egg. So I don't know if you've heard of this thing called the mitochondria. We learn it in basic biology, but every cell most cells, I don't know if I can say all cells, but I think most cells have mitochondria, and they are the powerhouses of the cell, as we call them. They're the parts of the cell that make energy. So kind of think of making that energy currency of the cell. If you didn't have that energy, you wouldn't be able to pay to kind of make certain processes happen. So super important. And eggs in particular in the female have the most mitochondria out of every single cell in our body. So heart cells have a lot of mitochondria because they do a lot of work, right? They have a lot of energy, they're constantly working. But eggs have even more than the heart. So eggs are very energy intensive. So one important thing to consider is making sure those mitochondria are properly functioning, and a huge component of that is CoQ10. Now you might have heard of CoQ10 in relationship to cardiovascular disease and support, but CoQ10 is specifically involved in that mitochondrial process. So that is something that does decline as we age. Our levels of CoQ10 do go down. And then there are certain drugs, especially statins, that can also lower our levels of CoQ10. So supplementing is a great way to just give your mitochondria kind of those supportive structures that they need to actually make the energy. So CoQ10 would be a great first start for supporting egg quality from the mitochondria side of things. And it stands for coenzyme Q10. Usually dosing is about 100 to 200 milligrams a day, so somewhere within that range should be adequate. But again, really got to support those energy makers of the eggs. Then the second thing to think about when it comes to egg quality is we're constantly bombarded with oxidative stress. I mean, we live in an environment with oxygen, which obviously gives us life and lets us breathe. But that is damaging to the cells. So our body has processes in place to kind of help, reduce that so it doesn't totally deteriorate our tissues quickly, thankfully, so we can live a long, healthy life. But the eggs are very sensitive to that, and that is something that does kind of add up as we age. So making sure we have lots of antioxidants is important for having great egg quality. And one that you might be familiar with but don't realize that it's an antioxidant is actually melatonin. Melatonin, which we do make naturally, is a very strong antioxidant. I believe it's one of the strongest antioxidants that we have in our bodies. So making sure that, we're getting good sleep, and that you can supplement with melatonin as well if you need to. Even just 3 milligrams a day has been shown to help with increasing egg quality and increasing the rates of fertility in several different studies. And definitely when I say a day at night, because it's going to make you sleepy. So, you don't have to take a high amount to get those benefits from it. So melatonin, great, great antioxidant. And then the last supplement or focus I want to talk about today for egg quality is something I've talked about many times before. It's becoming one of my favorite things to recommend, and that's inositol. Inositol is something that's naturally in the body, as I've mentioned before. It's similar in structure to glucose, our blood sugar, but it really does help also with egg quality, and it helps with a lot of other factors that can affect egg quality, like PCOS especially. So PCOS is about 10% of women are affected by that, possibly more since a lot of them are undiagnosed. But inositol helps balance blood sugar levels, hormone levels, and also improves egg quality in studies in women with PCOS. So myo-inositol is the form that we like to use, and just 4 grams a day is good. The other benefit, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is it is very relaxing. So it does help calm the mind a little bit. So that's a nice added bonus, especially when fertility is usually a stressful process for a lot of people. People are obviously stressed out about, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? What's that going to look like? So that's it. Again, I could talk for days on egg quality and fertility and hormone balancing, but I just wanted to break into a couple things that can support egg quality that have been shown to help with research. So again, we got CoQ10, melatonin, and inositol. So hopefully that was helpful. And then next week, as I mentioned, I will be talking about sperm quality, since men also have an equal role in that process. So have a great rest of your week.